Hey guys, my subject today, as you can see, is bullying, so that's why I put on my Gryffindor socks because that always happens in school. Sorry for the stupid joke, but I had to do it. So, bullying. It's a really complicated subject because it's all around us, to be honest, in all schools, in every, not only in schools, but also in colleges. I think there's a lot of bullying, and bullying only results from discrimination, to be honest, and from ignorance. So I think the best way to prevent, to actually attack bullying is by preventing it. And how can you prevent it? Well, it's pretty easy, and that's just educating yourself about the differences of other people. So, for example, many people in many families, to be honest, their religion, for example, is the one thing that they use to compare everything to and to structure all of their world, which isn't bad in from the beginning, but it is bad when you think that's the only way to see the world and the right way to see the world, to be honest. And some families are that close-minded, and that's why they read the scriptures or repeat what their pastor or the priest or whoever says that they should be saying about certain subjects, like people of other religions, people of other ethnicities, or sexual preferences, or etc. etc. That's when everything goes a little bit to shit. So I think the best thing you can do in your family, if your family is that close-minded, you should actually try to make their not make them change, but try to open their minds. So, for example, by showing them movies, by making them read, by reading with them, by showing them some articles, nothing too controversial, but like slightly on the right way. For example, Hollywood is doing a lot of movies with diverse casting, so you can watch a movie with diverse casting in at home, and you can discuss that. Like, oh look, that black woman is with that white man. Oh look, two boys holding hands, two girls kissing. Whatever, you can introduce it slowly into your family. And if that is impossible, if you think that's just too difficult, just you can rely on your friends, to be honest. And I think it's sad that you cannot trust your family for the real thing, but I think first you should know what the position of your parents, of your family is towards certain subjects, maybe the ones that affect you, and then you can move on and say, okay, maybe I need more support from friends, maybe I need more support from my school, if that's possible. So, you can diversify a little bit, and of course, having a hobby really helps because that brings a lot of friends and then brings a lot of happiness and enjoyment. You enjoy yourself and you're happy and you're able to see the world in a different way. So I think hobbies are great, sports are great, movies, everything that's has to do with culture. I mean, that's a great way to not be in that position that you allow where you allow yourself to be bullied, because in order to be bullied you have to be vulnerable, because vulnerable, sorry, people that are not vulnerable, that are strong, that have a very strong personality, are never bullied, because people know, like, okay, we cannot mess with that person because he's or she is like too optimistic, too strong for us to take on. And that because like bullies prey on the ones that are weak, on the ones that are alone, on the ones that are seen as less. So I think that by building our personalities, by building ourselves a little bit better about having all these knowledge and different views of the world, we can actually improve ourselves in order for others to actually see that and say, okay, let's not mess with that person. And actually, when people bully you, even if you are all these things that I have said before, sorry, you can actually respond to them and not just be paralyzed at the moment they do something to you or they say something to you, because you will have something to say back, you will have a clever answer, and that is disarming to any bully, to be honest, because bullies, what they fear the most is that they have someone responds to them, and that they are discovered for what they truly are, which are mostly broken people, basically. I mean, most bullies are bullies because they don't have acceptance at home, they don't have a good environment in school or at home, so, or maybe because something just failed at one point in their lives. Some bullies have perfect families, to be honest, have great mothers, great fathers, and they are just like that because they are like that, and that's those are the worst type of bullies, because they just want to see the world burn, as the Joker said in the Batman movie. So that happens, and the best defense for that is to educate yourself and to acknowledge who you are. And I think that could be difficult for many young people that are in school, that are beginning their teenage years. That must be really hard. But I think the best way to confront that is just to be around friends, to build yourself up, to have things that you can go to when bad things happen, and not to escape or anything. But when you have, like, for example, you have something that you really like collecting something, or watching movies, or Star Wars, or Harry Potter, actually, or whatever. You can always go to those places and look for the knowledge you need to confront those people, to denounce those people, because after everything happens, when prevention doesn't always work, sadly, you can go to your parents, if that's possible, you can go to your school, you can go to all older students, or you can go to friends, or to friends' parents, to be honest, to denounce what's happening to you. If you are being attacked in some way, verbally or physically, you can actually denounce that and say, that person did this, and you cannot be afraid to denounce those people. You cannot be afraid to make other people see those bullies for who they really are. They are people that are unstable and that should be watched, and they should be not only punished for what they do, but they really should be confronted in a way that they can actually help them. Because I think that bullies, when they are really young, in school, in high school, they are people that need help. That's what they need. And I think that by denouncing them, you're not only helping yourself by ending the bullying, but actually you're helping that person to overcome whatever that's happening in their family, in their environment, in their mind, in their, something inside of them. You never know. Many bullies have, ask for forgiveness many years later, because they actually realized that they lacked something back then. They lacked acceptance, they lacked a family, they lacked stability, they lacked someone that trusted them, they lacked friendship, for example. So I think that the first thing you have to do when you're in a new environment is just try to make friends. And if you don't, you're like shy or something, just don't be an asshole, to be honest. Just be, neutral. Just, oh, hi, how are you? And that's it. Because when you're confronting someone or trying to impose yourself over some other people, or maybe saying that you're the best or the opposite, you're just creating a barrier, and that barrier just grows taller and bigger and more awful during time. So I think that the first thing in every situation, even in new work environments, in college, in a group of friends, whatever, you should really step in and be a kind person, not being fake or anything, but just being nice and see what everybody is like. And if you don't like some personalities, that's okay, because you're entitled to, but that doesn't mean you should be confrontational or awful to those people, and those people shouldn't be awful to you, because that's the other way to do it. And I think that it applies for everything, for school, for high school, for every single situation. Sorry, because it doesn't matter how old are you, how old you are, because it doesn't matter how old you are, you will always have that thing that you can be honest and be straightforward, and you can be yourself, to be honest. And as fast as you can be yourself in life, it's better, because you're going to be happier, actually. If you're just hiding behind fake facades, you will never be, well, you will take a lot longer to be actually happy with whatever that happens in your life. So I think that's key. So yeah, so for everyone that's being bullied around, I just want them to know that they should just have something that they can actually always hold on to, whatever it is. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's your friends, maybe it's something that you like, maybe it's a professor, a teacher at school. Whatever that is, you should always go to that, always denounce things that happen, never shut up. Basically, if something happens, tell it. Always denounce it, always tell people what's going on, and don't be afraid. I mean, yes, bad things can happen, but you can actually, but more things could happen if you don't do anything, to be honest. So I think you should always tell someone else that something's happening, and even if it's happening to someone else, tell it, because that person doesn't deserve to be bullied, and the bully doesn't deserve to be ignored so much, to be honest. So you should be helping, you should help everyone at the same time, if that's possible. And yeah, just remind yourself that all of us are humans, all of us make mistakes, and all of us can be, can improve and can leave behind things that we don't need, basically. So yeah, those are my thoughts on bullying. Sorry if I rambled a little bit. I think I'm going to cut some parts because I didn't know how to say some things, but whatever. So yeah, thank you so much. Please like this video, subscribe, comment, and share this video on your social networks. Yeah, subscribe to my channel, please. Thank you so much. Bye.